All right, people, we are live now. So, right now, I'm with some content which is almost very much equivalent to the security, the evaluation, the compensation, and use of the exclusion principle and specific quality test. So, these are some of the main, not a main, but like the meager part of your entire architecture, which just evolves around like which absolutely says that you are supposed to analyze the bonds, the stakes, the price which had been through. It's like probably like 2 or 3 days prior, or like 2 years prior. Everything comes into the picture. So now the first point is safety. Safety is something which is more important at every given point. Like you can really understand that there is a qualitative approach for every stock to have a rise or a fall. It's like the bull and the bear playing out in the expenses of you buying the share. Like anything can happen. There are multiple reasons where you can really never ever get to understand like if I invest in this company, will I be able to safely have a margin which is going to be like, hey, I'm going to have a good margin. What next? It's impossible until and unless you measure the safety aspects of it. There are ways in which safety has always been considered the last priority, but I wouldn't say that because safety is a must, because you're putting all your hard work, the all your blood, sweat, and tears inside a company share. That too, there are no chances that you can really retrieve it profitable. It can happen. So at the end, safety is something which I always intend to measure, because safety plays a major role in any stock market. Like you can buy a share of an well boom company, and tomorrow they can give out a shitty product, and you can really say that this didn't make any sense to me. I bought shares at $500, but now it's selling around like $5 or something. It can happen. So safety is something which I always say. So Benjamin Graham's book on the security analysis and all these literally says how you can really predict the ways in which profits have been mitigated through the companies, and also make sure that you are emotionally connected with that company. Like I'm obsessed about tech, so I have a sense if I will be senseless if I go on and buy shares of some music company, like probably like a company which produces sitar or violin or something like that. It doesn't make sense, because at every time you're going to make an safety analysis, because you should be emotionally attached to the company and the product that they are selling, and the why part of that company also. So safety is a must have. And let me just say you one thing. So evaluation under depressive conditions, like this happens at every point. Like every time when you are going to sell a share, every time when you're going to the market and you're saying, I just want to analyze what is happening at this cost. Okay, if the share was 1,000 rupees yesterday, now I am getting it for 10 rupees. So why? So and conclusion has to be drawn from you through an evaluation under a depression condition. Like it's absolutely where you're going to say this company is leaking out money, like it's going to go in single digits per week. Like it's just going to go in a single digit in a week. So what you have to do is you have to just go on and analyze the way in which they are evaluating their market. So you analyzing the market and economists analyzing a market is a different story, because every analyst gives an approach. So every approach is different. So I would just say you have to go and evaluate what you are supposed to be doing. And the next state is compensation of the deficiency and the safety. It's basically where you're just understanding like you're spending 1,000 rupees on a shares, but you are bound to get 10 rupees as a dividend out at one given point, and you literally see that it's depreciating in the price. So this is where you are trying for a compensation. Like they all say that do not put all your eggs in one basket. In this condition, this makes sense. this is where your compensation and the things like that pop up, and you are going to think about like what's the absolute condition that you require when you are analyzing like what is really going to happen. So at the end you are supposed to analyze what is really going to happen for you without the compensation. So every time when you make a compensation analysis, think about the companies which are downfall in their price, and now think about the companies which are just going to give you the amount of work that they are just going to be delivering some talk or something like that. So I would always love to say that just go for compensating analysis, never make a silly mistake of not doing that. And I would say use of an exclusion principle for specific quality tests. So I think I need to share my screen right now, and I need to show you guys what it is all about. So, and simple exclusion principle, not a Pauli's exclusion principle. So sorry for it if you guys thought like it's an exclusion principle in economics. So in economics, exclusion principle states that the owner of the private good may exclude the others useless they pay. It excludes those who are unwilling or unable to pay off their private good, but does not apply to public good that you are known as an individual and indivisible. Such goods need only to be available to them. So I would also say it for shares. Power, it's not a state of Pauli's exclusion. Share market. So I think investing always has its own perks. So and every time when you're just thinking of like how much is your private and the public aspect of your cloud or anything that you're thinking about, make sure that you have this principle in the mind and analyze every shares. Every company comes out with one problem statement that is very favorable for the market, but if they are not able to deliver that product on that meantime, like it can be like they have too many liabilities but they have an amazing product, but that product is not selling. So every time when you're thinking of these, think of these aspects also. So that's all folks, this is the final thing that I wanted to say about the security analysis. The next things that I'll be talking about is all about the cash flows, how it is, what it is, and things like that. So kudos to all of you who are listening to me, and thank you so much. Good night. Sweet dreams.